Okay, everybody, we are grabbing weights. We are going to bring in some weighted moves to this week's sets. So welcome to day 6 of starting out. I'm going to stick with my 5-pound weights today. You grab wherever you feel comfortable. If you're ready to just go balls to the wall and, grab your 30-pounders, 50-pounders, go for it. Let's start off in a child's pose. So big toes together, knees nice and wide. Hinge your hips back. Stretch the arms out in front of you. Definitely one of my favorite starting off points. Just getting those hips open, feeling whatever's going on in the ankles and the knees. Let's curl our toes under. Sit back on those heels. Put your right arm straight out in front of you and pull the fingertips back toward the shoulders. Make sure those toes are curled under. It's really nice to get a stretch on the bottom of the feet. And then the back of your hand is facing away from you, the palm towards you. You're pulling your palm this direction towards the body. And then let's go the other side. Push the palm away from you. Pull the fingertips back. And then the other direction, reverse. Pull the hand towards you. The back of the palm is facing the wall. All right, slide those hands behind, interlace your fingertips, open that chest, see if you can get your hands up off of your hips. Hold those there, come up off of your knees, and we're gonna come all the way to standing. Let's hinge over the legs, soft knees, hinge forward, chest to the thighs, and then come on up. We're gonna do a couple marches, pull the knee into the chest and switch, pull the knee into the chest and switch. In. Chest is tall, finding that core. All right, plant your feet, bring your arms wide, and just twist side to side. Old school twist, just making sure that low back is ready to go. So stay stable in that low back and work for rotation in the chest and mid back. All right, let's swing some straight legs straight forward. Let's go 3 on the left and then 3 on the right. Okay, so what we've got today, we're going to go 10 reps per exercise, and we're going to go 3 sets of a block, of a group. So the first group are squats, dead rows, and a down dog plank. We've been working on squats without weight today. We're going to add in some weight if you're not ready to yet. If you don't really want to add weight yet, you don't have to. And like I said, if you want to grab your 100-pound bar, go for it. We are then going to do a dead row. So the hips will hinge back. Hands are right along your thighs as the elbows row up. This is for your back. And then our down dog plank to kind of flush it all out and wake up the core a little more. Plant your hands, butt is up in the air, drive the chest back toward the thighs, grabbing through that core. We're going to come forward and set up that perfect plank. Down dog to plank. All right, so now that we know what's coming, let's get going. Grab those weights. You can hold them between your legs, up at the shoulders or outside of the legs. I'm going to hold mine up at my shoulders. Hinge your hips back and down and press up. 10. Knees line with toes. Drive through those heels. Chest is tall. Make sure you're feeling the booty do the work, not just those quads. Screw into those heels. Flex through those thighs. 3 to go. Last 2, belly strong, and 1. Okay, switch straight into your hip hinge, butt back, back flat, belly strong, and then row the elbows right above your back. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. We're going for that pencil pinch. 9 and 10. All right, now we're going to hit up that down dog plank. Press into those hands, thumb and first finger, remember, really wide hands. Grab through the abdomen, shift forward with your exhale, inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale. Really grab through that abdomen. That's what we're going for. Get lots of butt grab in that plank position as well. Nothing in your neck. Push with that back. 8, 9, 10. All right. Drop onto those knees. Give yourself a little second. And then we'll come up for set 2. We get our squats again. Wherever you want to put those weights. Get that hip width or just a little bit wider with your feet. And then we're going to sit back and down. 2. Get those knees wide with toes. Belly strong. 8, 9, flex between those shoulder blades. 10. Okay, slide the shoulder blades back and down. Hinge forward and pull. So watch your upper body. Make sure that it's leaning forward toward the ground. If you're up too high, standing up higher, then you get more shoulder and less back. We're here for our back. Sit in those heels. 7, belly really strong. 9 and 10. All right, set your weights down. Set up your downward facing dog. Inhale with it back. Exhale with it forward. Working from that core. There's 2, 3, 4. Almost feel like you're curling through that spine to contract deep into the belly. 8, those upper back muscles are working you up and back. Last one, full flex. Push it back. Drop onto those knees. Take a quick second. And then we'll come up for set 3. All right, here we go. Chest is tall, belly strong, knees wide with toes. Sit it back, butt goes back. Envision you have a chair a little out of reach, just behind you. You're flexing into those inner thighs, but really driving through the glutes. 8, 9, and 10. Dead row is next. Slide those shoulder blades back and down. We're hinging forward, but keep that control of the low back. So make sure you're not arching too much in the low back. Belly strong. And row. So feel like those weights are shaving right up the thigh toward your hip joint. It's like they're on a bar and you're pulling the bar right to the belly button. It's like you're trying to grow your elbows really long away from the shoulders. Contract the core tighter. Support that low back. Last one. Okay, set your weights down. Set up for your downward facing dog. Hinge it back. Flex it forward. But you are flexed in both positions. You'll just feel more heat in that plank in the front, right there. Look at your shoulders. Shoulders come all the way up over those hands. Think about the chest ending up right between the thumbs. Flex through that core. 2 more. Slide it forward. Back, last one. Forward flex. And back. All right, open your knees wide. Big toes together. Let's hinge back. Take a little second in our child's pose. Good timing. 1 set down. All right, our next block, we're actually going to be working from the ground. So we're going to have our hips up in a glute bridge for the majority of the sets, but the last one we will keep the hips on the ground. All right, so grab your weights. I'll talk us through as we go through it. So set up those feet so they're right underneath your heels. Your knees are right out from those hip bones. Press the hips up, squeeze the knees toward one another. So I want you to make sure that you have your glute bridge set first. Slide the shoulder blades back and down. Engage through the core. Open your elbows wide, keeping your hands right over those elbows. And then press so they come together right over the chest at the top. Really focus on pressing those weights up using the chest. But the back is flat, the shoulder blades are slid down. A lot of times the weights end up creeping back toward the shoulders, and I want you to keep them right over the chest. 3. Strong wrists is something to watch for. 2 and 1. So watch that your wrists stay strong, right neutral, as opposed to curling back toward you. Okay, we're going to go into a skull crusher. So you can put both of your weights together like this, or you can hold your dumbbell on either side of the bell. Squeeze the elbows toward one another. Let the weight come right to that hairline. So we worked on a lot of these exercises without weight, just engaging the muscles on day 5. So hopefully we still have a little bit of memory from that session. Keep those hips pushing high, driving through the heels. Elbows stay right on top of your shoulders. So your weight is going to come right to the hairline, not behind the head, right to that hairline. 3, 2, keep pushing those hips up, and 1. Okay, we're going to drop the hips down for the next move. Push that low back into the ground. We also did this one for day 5. Slide those shoulder blades down, but keep the elbows pointed right at the knees. Straight arms overhead. You're watching to make sure that you're engaging in the upper back and through the core. As the weight goes overhead, your rib cage is going to want to pop open. You're using the core muscles, those deep interior muscles of the core, to hold that rib cage packed in tight. 5 more, and then we have 2 sets left. Straight arms, feel the back engaged to pull that weight up. 2 more. Last one. All right, find your other weight, and we're going to go back into our glute bridges and hit up our chest press. All right, slide that booty up, flex into those glutes. Wrists are strong, and we're going to open those hands right over the elbows. 1, 2. Remember, envision what it is you're pressing. Work through that chest. 4. Keep your breathing going. 7. Learn to keep scanning the body, checking in with everything that's going on. What are you doing elsewhere? Don't just get focused on your move. 9 and 10. Okay, you can set one down or hold them both together. Elbows pull toward each other like you're squeezing a ball between your elbows, and then the weights drop right to your hairline, right to that forehead, and then press straight up. Once you get that upper arm set, make sure it's not moving. Hold that core, get that booty up, squeeze the knees toward one another, relax in the neck, work through those triceps. 7, 8, and 10. Good job. All right, drop your hips. Grab that one weight, or you can hold both. I'm going to hold both, I think. All right, push that low back into the ground. Flex deep into that abdomen, straight arms overhead. So this is for your back. Reach far away. Keep setting that belly in. What would you be doing with that core if someone was going to come karate chop your abs. So set that rib cage in, set your core in, like you're ready for a punch in the gut. Once you have that, then we take the focus to that upper back, straight arms overhead. You go just as low as you feel comfortable with your range of motion in the shoulders. I think that's 6. 3 to go, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Keep space between your shoulders and your ears. Flex into that back. Awesome. All right, are you ready? Set 3, set up those feet, get those hips up, flex through the glutes, belly strong. We're going with our chest press, elbows wide. Hands come out right over those elbows, wrists are strong. You're raising the roof. 5, flex into those chest muscles. 8, keep that belly strong. Here's 10. Okay, weights together, or you can put one down. Slide the shoulder blades down, squeeze the elbows in, and then the weights come right to the forehead. Make sure you're in control. Don't crush your skull. Watch those elbows as the arms raise and lower. Keep them squeezed toward one another. Try to keep them from moving at all. Build flexion through those triceps. You're in control on the way down and on the way up. 8, 9, and 10. Lower those hips. Get that belly strong. Try to stay relaxed in the glutes to get that pelvic tuck. Reach the arms way overhead. Exhale, bring them up. Inhale behind. Exhale up. Keep that core in super contracted. 3. Strong arms. Keep them really straight. Tendency here is to let them bend again, but try to reach them way out behind you. That's how you get into the back. Slide those shoulder blades down. 2 more. And 10. Perfect. All right. Set those weights down. Shake those wrists out. Perfect. Doing good. All right. We're going to bring it up. Hug those knees in a quick second. Roll it up. Twist it over. Hit a quick child's pose. Okay. Next up, we are going to take our energy level up a notch. And we're gonna push in a little cardio burst. All right. So we don't need the weights anymore. We're going to stick with our 3 sets of 10 reps. And our first exercise is going to be mountain climbers. So hands are going to plant underneath shoulders. Find that perfect plank. And then you're going to run the knees 10 each side. Okay, whatever pace you want and feels comfortable for you. Once you're done with your mountain climbers, we're going to go jumping jacks for 10. Okay, and then the last is going to be a gate swing. So a gate swing is a wide squat, and then you jump high, almost like a glorified or a mix between a jump squat and a jumping jack. So wide low squat, jump together. Wide low squat, jump together. So 10 of each, 3 rounds. We will sprinkle some breaks in between. If you don't need the breaks, just keep going. Push yourself, get that heart rate up, and try your best to just have fun with it. All right, shoulders over the wrists, core is strong. Oh, I should say, if you do not do a plank, then you can do a standing mountain climber. Okay, so I want you to get your arms involved, and you're just going to bring high knees as the arms are going up overhead. Okay? Okay, here we go. Plank it up, run those knees. 1, 2, 8, 9, 10. Come up to standing. If you don't do a full jumping jack, you can do a step and arms overhead. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3. Really get those arms out wide, core strong. 8, 9, 10. You should feel that in those arms from all the stuff we were doing before. Okay, we're going to jump wide, narrow, wide. Wide and drop, narrow to the top. Belly strong. 5. Really get low, get those knees lined with the toes. 8, 9, 10. Okay, back to the ground. Take a quick second, unless you're doing the standing mountain climbers. Super good, getting that heart rate up, interval training, and then letting it kind of drop a little bit. Okay, set up your plank, and then run those knees. 2, 9, 10. Coming up. Ready, set, jumping jacks. 1, 2, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now our gate swings. If you're wondering why they're called gate swings, it's because you open the gate and then shut the gate. So there's 1. Open, 2. Good. Hold that core. 7. Knees really wide with toes. These are super good for those thighs, those inner thighs. I usually feel a little sore the next day after doing a bunch of gate swings. Grab our breath real quick. We have 1 more set, and then we're going to take the rest of the time to stretch. All right, hands up or shoulders up over those wrists, chest between the thumbs, and then go. 2, and 10. Ready, set, jumping jacks. 8, 9, 10. Gate swings. Here we go. Wide, narrow, wide. Make sure the hips drop below the shoulders. You don't have to tap the ground. Wherever you land is fine, but get those knees wide with toes. 8, 9, 10. Perfect. All right. Lie on your back, on your mat. You did fantastic. Hug those knees into the chest, squeezing them tight on one another. Extend your right leg long. Let it rest on the ground. Hug your left knee into your sternum. And then we're going to take that knee over to the right with the left arm out on the ground, palm on the ground. So wherever you feel like you like that twist, that stretch, slide that left shoulder onto the ground. You may still be breathing, that's good. Check in though as you continue working out with these sessions. See how quickly you notice that your heart rate kind of settles back down. So that's a good indicator of cardiac health. All right, bring your legs back to center. We're going to still continue with that left leg. So just straighten it all the way up or as high as you can. Flex through the toe, interlace your hands behind the thigh, and stretch your hamstring. Still kind of pressing those shoulders back. You can let your core go a little bit. It is still helpful to grab it gently, but you don't need to do hardcore contractions. All right, before we switch it up, just rotate that ankle counterclockwise and then clockwise. All right, now cross that left ankle over the right knee. Grab your hands together behind the right, and then flex both feet, pulling those hips into the chest as far as you can. Dig your left elbow into the left knee, getting a deeper stretch in that left glute. If you want to use a wall, pushing that foot into a wall, the right foot, that would be great. So you would just rest the right foot on the wall and then push that left knee away from you. Okay, drop your right foot on the ground, but keep the left foot where it is. Put your arms out in like a cactus, goalpost type position, and then let that left foot drop over to the right until it's resting on the ground. And then the left knee, kind of let it drop away from your torso. So it's kind of opening a bit toward that right foot on the ground. All right, bring your legs back to center. Before we switch it up, take that left leg up again and then just let it drop out to the left side. Open it up, let that inner thigh stretch. All right, and then bring it back to center. Left leg's gonna be long on the ground. Now I want you to pull your right leg into the sternum, tuck it in nice and tight. Should be getting into the hip flexors a little bit, pulling on that around that SI joint. Okay, so now take your right leg over to the left and put your right arm out on the ground, pushing that right shoulder into the ground, right palm into the ground, rotate over slow. Oh, nice back pop. Just relax once you get there. Okay, bring yourself back to center. We're going to put that right foot on top of the left knee. Interlace your hands behind the left thigh. Flexing both feet, pull those legs into the chest. Kind of push that right elbow out into that right knee, pushing the knee away from you a bit. Keep your breath going nice and strong, deep. All right, and then put that left foot on the ground, raise the right leg straight up, interlace your hands if you can, behind the thigh, behind the calf. Who knows, maybe you can get all the way to that foot. Pull that toe back towards your shin, wherever you can get, feeling that big stretch in the hamstring. So that's the back, the upper thigh. Usually tight there. If you have tight hamstrings, generally you're gonna struggle with low back issues here and there. Not always, but generally. All right, rotate that foot around one direction and then the other. Okay, cross that ankle, the right ankle back over your left knee, and then cactus out those arms and drop that right foot over. Letting the right knee kind of fall toward the left foot. This is kind of an alignment stretch. Kind of one of those stretches, tells your body it's all going to be okay. All right, bring your legs back up to center. Raise that right leg up again and then let it fall out to the side. I'm going to run out of room, but just let it fall out to the side, stretching that inner thigh. Okay, and then bring it back in and let's bring ourselves up to seated. Pull the soles of your feet together. And then you can kind of decide if you would rather put your hands behind the back to help lift the chest nice and tall. If you find that you're not collapsing in the chest, so if you're able to keep that chest up tall, you feel like you can relax in the legs, then go ahead and grab around those toes and then pull the chest forward, keeping that flat upper back. All right, let's bring ourselves up to standing. Grab those weights one more time. They're going to kind of help assist pulling us forward. So just let those weights hang in your hands, pulling that upper body forward, stretching you out, stretching those hamstrings again. If you're super duper flexible, it would help to stand on a bench or a chair and have the weights kind of pull you even deeper past your toes. All right, leave those weights behind. Come on up. Perfect job. Way to go. Got our first day done. A little bit of weightlifting, a little bit of cardio, and I'll see you next time.